Hi guys, as you can see today I'm gonna bring you the new motorcycle from zero, which is basically one of the most exciting motorcycles in the market. In this case, electric motorcycles. As you can see, we have a big electric batteries there, you have every regeneration there. This here, it's not a fuel tank, it's a storage capacity where I have my cables, which I'll show you in a while. But the most important thing about this bike is that it behaves like a standard bike, but it has a lot of torque from the beginning. You reach really high speeds on a really short amount of time. It's one of the most interesting bikes just because the electric world it's getting better, and this one almost handles like a normal combustion bike. The weight is well balanced, everything is well balanced. I do like the way I am able to attack curves, the way how I am able to accelerate without worrying about the bike slipping. Everything is exciting on the motorcycle. What I'm going to talk to you now, it's here on the front. Everything here, it's LEDs, either here on the back, full LEDs. You have a Showa upside down suspension, 40 millimeters, with of course it's a 120 millimeters. You have 320 millimeter discs, which J1 four piston clippers. You have Pirelli Diablo Rosso 3. This is 120/70, if I'm not mistaken. 120/70 R17. And here on the back you have a rear shock absorber, also from Showa, fully adjustable. As the front, it's fully adjustable. Preload, rebound, extension, everything is adjustable on this on either of them. You have the Pirelli, the Diablo Rosso, and this one is 180/55 R17. You have all the engine and everything there. As you can see, it's quite different from the standard motorcycle. You don't have gearbox, of course, so you don't have the pedal here. You don't have the lever on the front. Here you have a belt. This is Kevlar belt to make this bike move, and it really moves. It's really interesting how it moves. And you have the seat here. It's a standard naked seat, so it's comfortable enough for you to do your daily commute. And also the bike, it's around 787 millimeters, so there is a lot of clearance to, at least for me that I'm a tall guy, to reach the floor. But you can lower it down to 770, or you can put it higher to 810 millimeters. It's gonna depend how tall you are, but basically those are the configurations you have. I'm gonna show you the dashboard, but with another perspective, so I can show you all the information on the dashboard and on the handlebar. I'm just gonna open here, just make sure everything is in place. I'm just gonna open here. We put the key here to show you that this is a storage compartment where I have my cables, basically, or the cable to charge the motorcycle, and here it's the plug where you can connect this cable and then connect to the wall to charge the motorcycle. So, and I like it's a small detail, but it closes with magnets, which is very interesting, and it's different from what we are used to. Like I said, gonna pick up the camera, shoot the dashboard. After that, I'll put up my gear, we go for a ride, and you'll see how it performs on the road. Guys, since I'm here, I'm just gonna give you some information about this ZF 14.4 lithium-ion battery. It's basically, it has an aluminium heatsink housing and a thermal transfer interface that ensures consistent cell cooling and massive long-term power performance. What does this translate to? It basically means that if you do long commutes, you will always have the most power available in the motorcycle, since the cooling system makes everything stay cool and working at 100%. That's basically what it means. Like I said, you have a rapid charge system available for this motorcycle. I think that's a power pack tank or something like that. It's an extra that you have to buy. On the rear, yeah, here we have, let me go a little bit back so you can see a proprietary concentric motor and swing arm pivot designed to provide to optimal architecture to ensure constant drive belt tension and maximum torque delivered to the rear wheel. Again, what does this mean? It means that that belt that you see on the other side of the wheel will always be in the perfect tension, so whenever you twist your throttle, the bike has the proper response for you. It has also the Cipher 3, which is the zero proprietary operating system that acts as a hub to integrate with all the motorcycle systems. Like, for instance, the Bosch motorcycle stability control, which controls the ABS on this motorcycle. It's designed for a dynamic acceleration and improve the stability regardless the road surface or conditions, which basically means it knows by some kind of sensors the type of roads that you are driving. It knows when you are cornering, it knows if you are on a straight line, it knows everything. And this ABS from Bosch, along with the Cipher 3, results in the best-in-class straight line ABS, cornering braking control, traction control, and drag torque control. So like I said, the Cipher, the operating system, in conjunction with this Bosch MSC, gives you the performance of the nowadays bikes, which knows when you are cornering, which knows when you are on a straight line. It has all that information for you available. Top speeds, they say it's around 199 kilometers. I wasn't able to reach those speeds. Again, I didn't want to reach those speeds. It's not the purpose of my channel. It weighs around 220 kilograms, and this engine, I forgot to show you or to tell you, it has around 110 horsepower at 5000 RPM and 190 Newton meters of torque. Yes, 190, you heard me right, it's 190. Just make sure it's a big 190. So it is a punch from the first second that you push that throttle until you go to the speeds that you want to reach. You always feel that torque there available for you. That's the big difference between an electric bike and a combustion bike, is that the power is always there available. And I'm going to turn on the bike. But before, I'm going to tell you the handlebar. So you have the passing lights, the mode button, you have the blinkers here, horn, kill switch, and you have the cruise control here. This will be on while I'll be riding. I'll give you an example. And now we turn on the bike with the key, of course. And the bike is on. Firmware update, okay. I don't want a firmware update. Let me just go postpone. Yes. So now, why this happened? Because I'm connected to the Bluetooth, okay? Since I'm connected to the Bluetooth, it's connected to the internet, and the internet detects that's a firmware update, so it will take me 30 minutes. I don't have time to do that. Dashboard, temperature, heated grips, and Bluetooth. This motorcycle, this model here, it's a standard. It doesn't come with the heated grips, but it's there. You can upgrade it. You have a clock. You have the odometer. You have Trip A and Trip B. You have the riding modes here, where you have the rain, eco, street, sport, and 10 customizable modes, which I'll show you while we are riding. You have the traction control, which we have street, rain, sport, and off. I don't recommend putting it off because this bike has a lot of torque, so leave it on one of the traction controls that you have. And you have these cogs here that you can change the information the way you want. Let's suppose I don't want range here and I want there. It is possible to change where the information is displayed. How you do that? Basically, you press this button and push to the side. As you can see, it changed for this operation system or operation menu. And now we use this button to select and move back and forward on the screen. As you can see, look, if I go back there and there, and when I want a choice I just press it. So basically it's gonna, so you have brightness and contrast, you have here trip A, you can change for trip B. GOGS, it's that what I was explaining to you. You have the position A, B, C or D. So in position A we have state of charge, which was this one here, but we can change for another thing if you want. You can change for estimated range, battery temp, efficient instant, efficient trip, efficient life, RPM or empty. I'm not going to change for anything, I'm going to leave it as it is. So you have the B, the C and the D. Those are the 4 things that you can adjust. So moving back, so you can have the time visible or not, you can have power and torque visible or not, you can have the Bluetooth on or off, and basically this is it. So let's go back to the previous menu, which is battery. So you have the state of charge, estimated range, unplugged and not charging. This is the things you have. Schedules charging, you can have its schedule for charging, which is disabled at the moment. So let's go back. Performance, what ABS on or off, so you can turn off the ABS if you want. I don't recommend, again. And data, what is data? Odometer, trip A, trip B. You have the errors of the motorcycle and you have the firmware version. So let me see if there's an error, code 1, code 21 and code 2. So you have several errors already occurred on this motorcycle. So maybe that firmware update will be necessary. So let's go back. But it's not me who's going to do it. So basically this is it. One thing that you have to take in consideration, if you want to access that menu that I was there, like pressing and going back to access this, you have to make sure that the side stand is down, because with the side stand down the motorcycle is in not standard, it's not ready to go, it's stop mode. So the bike will not move if you press the throttle. If you take the side stand off, since from that moment on the bike is ready to go. And be careful, because this is an electric bike, it's very silent, and you have to pay attention to this detail, because once you twist this throttle, if you are not prepared, it will be a big scare for you. So just take attention on that. It is very, very important. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to wrap it up, pick up my gear, and I'll see you on the road. Okay, here I am on board of the Zero SRF, and it's been a pleasure to ride this electric motorcycle. As you know already, the Portuguese review, now I'm doing the English one, and of course by now I have a little bit more knowledge of the motorcycle. It's usually always like that, but I think there is nothing that I don't like on this motorcycle. Even now the range, it is acceptable as an electrical motorcycle. I have 91% battery. I still have 156 or 57 kilometers left, so it's a very good bike for the everyday usage. It's not suitable for long commutes because it doesn't stand too much range, and then you have to stay depending on the charger type that you have, from 1 hour and a half if you have the 6 times charger, or I think it's 3.5 hours if you have normal charging. So that's why, one of the main reasons why I don't think it is a really nice bike for long commutes. But for the everyday ride, go to work, go around, like for me, visit my partners and everything, it's very suitable, this bike, as long as I have a plug to charge it in my garage. What we're gonna do now, before I go to the walk around, I'm in sport mode, and we're gonna see what I can do with this amazing machine. Well, I already know what I can do, but you guys don't, unless you've seen the Portuguese review. But if you haven't, look at this! So cool, so cool. Whoa! Blinkers on, power on. And basically, this is what you can do with this amazing motorcycle. As you saw, I'm on the left now with 127 kilometers range. So a lot of fun, and also a lot of range gone. So what I'm gonna do is change this for the eco mode, so I can talk to you and regenerate the battery as much as I can. Now it's economical. I already explained to you everything, how it works while the bike was stopped. Mirrors, they are nice. We have good visibility, both of the mirrors. We have around 70% each side, but the good thing, it's since you don't have a combustion engine, the bike doesn't shake too much, or actually doesn't shake or vibrate anything. So the mirrors have good visibility at every speed that you want to go. Oh my god! Really nice. Oh my god, this is the best electric bike I've ever had the pleasure to ride. I already had the pleasure to ride the smaller ones with no range. They are fun, but they are not as much fun. I had the pleasure to ride the Energica Ego, which is basically the same electric bike that you find in the electric motorcycle GP. Very fast bike, but it's designed to go on a straight line. It doesn't like bending very much. Very heavy bike, very difficult to maneuver while it's stopped. And this one, it's the complete opposite. Very light, but well, it's not light, it's 226 kilograms, but it's very agile in the traffic. It maneuvers really well. It has good performances. It has good range. Oh my god, it has everything. Except the price. The price is a little bit high. You can check the price down on the description. If I do not leave it down here, you can see it in the description. That's the only down thing for this motorcycle. But riding position, it's naked position, so I'm leaning a little bit forward with my back. It's like riding a MT-07 or MT-09 or MT-10. It's that kind of riding position, but the pleasure, it's much bigger than on those motorcycles. Of course, everyone likes to hear the sound coming from the exhaust and everything, but on this one, there's nothing coming out. Okay, you just have to hang on to the handlebar, give it a little push on the throttle, and the fun is there. Trust me, it is really fun to drive electric motorcycle. And finally, we have one that is suitable for the everyday commute, and it is comfortable, it is powerful, it is really beautiful motorcycle, and I'm quite happy with it. Let's okay, the dashboard I already talked to you. The handlebar, it's very simple handlebar. You have the passing lights here, you have this mode button, which when the bike is on riding, oh look, nice Ferrari, that when the bike is on, you can change the modes like I showed you before. Blinkers, you have the horn, you have the kill switch, and you have cruise control. So you press this button, the cruise control symbol is there, and now at the speed you want, you press it, and it says it's set at 51 kilometers. So at this moment it's on cruise control, and the moment I press any of the brakes, either the front or the rear brake, the cruise control goes off. Okay, just remember, this bike does not have gearbox, so you don't have the clutch here on this side. So you just have to give it some throttle and enjoy all the things that this bike offers you. And look how agile this bike is. It's really nice. Comparing to the other electric bikes that I had the pleasure, this is it's like having the top of the line, and the other ones are just electric motorcycles. With this one, the pleasure is there, the range is there. I already told you those things. It's a really nice bike. Returning to comfort, the seat, it's a naked seat. It's a little bit hard, but it's doable. You will not be in pain, since you don't have too much range. Also, in this case I have 126 kilometers range, so I would have to stop like around the 100 kilometers. So it's doable. You can do your commute, no problems. It's fine. The rear passenger also has a nice seat. This thing has a maximum load capacity of 289 kilograms, so it can easily carry two heavy person, like the rider and the pillion, but don't push it too much, don't take it to the limit. One thing that I have in this motorcycle now is I pair it with the 0DS application, which I'm gonna do another review just with the application. This bike does not have the heated grips. That's an option that comes on the premium version. This is the standard version. There are some differences, which I already explained also, the difference between premium and standard. And returning again to the comfort, I just go blah 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 blah, and then I keep returning to the comfort. I do like the leg position. It's very comfortable. My legs are well placed on the motorcycle. Nothing is bothering me. It is my god, it is beautiful. It's even more beautiful than a combustion motorcycle. If you look at it at details, which by now should have been on the screen, all the details of the motorcycle and the close-ups and everything, which is called B-rolls, you'll see how beautiful this bike is. Top speeds there, it's they say it's 199 kilometers an hour. I was able to do 170, and it wasn't top speed, it just because I was able to and I wanted to. It's a naked bike, you catch all the wind on your chest and on your face, so I don't like it very much. That's why I didn't do top speed. I was just looking. Yes, it has adjustment. The lever here, the front brake lever, it has an adjustment. It is nice. Everything, the quality of the materials on this motorcycle, it's really nice, man. I really like this motorcycle. Wow. Well, and even in eco mode the response it's there. I'm gonna show you, please pay attention to the next video, which will be the app, where in the app you can configure everything on this motorcycle. It will show you exactly what each mode does, and you can customize up to 10 modes the way you like it. So it is very complete and very interesting configuration, and complex configuration for this motorcycle. I also know that this thing changes color when it's dark. It's supposed to have like every motorcycle. I don't know where it is. I'm trying to find where the sensor is. But you have this one, which is the dark, and you have also the dark mode on this dashboard. At night it comes up the dark mode. I'll do it when in my garage. I'll do a screen. I'll film the screen in dark, and I will put it up here so you guys can see. And basically this is it. The suspensions are really good. They are a little bit soft, but you can adjust everything on the suspensions. Personally, I didn't touch anything. I just, as it is from the factory, is how I try it. So I didn't adjust any preloads, any rebounds or anything. It's standard. So you can adjust the front and the rear. They are both adjustable, so don't worry about that. Just put it as you want for you, according to your weight, according to the way you ride and everything. So that is not a big problem. Woo! And look at this, it likes cornering very nice. Well, it's so easy to corner with this bike, and then just whoa, woohoo! Look at this suspension, so good. And the brakes are also good. It's J-Joint brakes with ABS from Bosch. I already told you this before. Of course I have traction control on street mode, okay? But I can change that if I want. I just press this button to the side, and now I can change it to sport, to rain, and to... I'm gonna change it to sport mode. Change it to rain. Okay, sorry, my fault. Street, sport, and it should be done. Okay, so now I have eco mode with traction control in sport. So there are lots of configurations that you can do to enjoy the motorcycle the best way as you can. Let me go. Whoa, my god. Here we go. Okay, it's limited to 120 kilometers on eco mode. It will not go over this speed. The main difference between the eco mode and the other modes, it's that the regeneration of the batteries, it's much higher on this mode. What I mean by the regeneration is, it means that whenever I leave the throttle, you see the engine brake, and while the engine is braking by itself, it's regenerating the power of the battery. So in eco mode it does that much faster. On the other modes, the regeneration is not as fast as on this motorcycle, as on this mode. Again, but as I said, you can configure everything on the motorcycle, street, sport. Okay, now I'm on sport mode. Not yet, now I am. Let's see what I can do. Whoa, goodbye my friend. No, don't change lanes. Yes, move out of the way, man. And cornering and the roundabout right over there. So I have a lot of fun. Back to eco. Why I'm changing back to eco? It's because I don't know where I will find a power plug to charge it, so I don't want to to drain out the battery, and I still have to deliver the bike tomorrow, so just having fun. Sport mode, I don't want sport mode. I want okay, press. Now it's custom, now it's rain, now it's eco. Okay, and back to eco mode, which is the mode I want to regenerate the batteries and have more range. So now I'm left with 111 kilometers range, and this is it, guys. I really hope that you like this review of the Zero SRF. This is the brand new motorcycle from Zero, and it's an amazing motorcycle. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, follow my other networks, and I really hope I can see you in the next one. Bye!